This is News 6 Tonight.
Good Tuesday evening. I'm News 6 anchor Lisa Bell filling in for Matt Austin on News 6 Tonight. Joined once again with Ginger Gadsden. Have you and I ever done this show together? I don't
This
think
is
we
my
have.
first experience with you here.
Well, good
in
luck.
This
It's going to be your
No, I've
favorite
been
30 minutes of the month, maybe of the year.
I've been told. I've been
Yes.
told that Lisa she's different
Very.
in
Yes.
this format because
Yes.
it's unfiltered, unscripted.
No, I don't know about that. Is that. Who told you that, Matt or Jamie?
I have sources,
Ooh,
but you're right on both accounts. No, it's nice to be here with you in this way. We did a couple of other newscasts together earlier today.
right.
But, no teleprompter. People just kind of hopefully catching up on the day's news and the headlines. And there's always something
Yeah.
going on here in
That's
Central
what
Florida.
Jamie and I were talking about yesterday. It's a holiday week. A lot of people are making plans to be out of town or they're already out of town, but the news does not stop.
It does not, especially if you're here in Central Florida.
Yeah.
And one of the big stories, one of the stories of the year happened in November, and it is the Titusville teen. She's 18 years old, Anna Kepner, who was found dead on a Carnival cruise ship. And it was one of those, we're like, what happened? And we are finding out a lot of information based on court records that's coming out because her family's going through custody disputes and things like that. So that's how we're finding out a lot of
this
the
actually
information.
involves her stepmother and her stepmother's ex-husband.
Ex-husband. So
Yes.
it gets very complicated and convoluted at some point. So you have to really almost connect the dots for this story. But the sad thing is this 18-year-old is dead. We're still trying to piece together what actually happened on board that Carnival cruise ship. But we've learned from court records that her 16-year-old stepbrother is the only person of interest in this case. And the parents know because they said it. He's not
His
been charged.
parents, yes.
He's not been charged with anything. He's out He's staying with some relatives actually. But there's Anna Kepner, and that's how we get to this. But there have been new court filings showing text messages between Anna Kepner's stepmother and her ex-husband. And it was days after that teen was found dead on that Carnival cruise ship. The documents include hundreds of emails and text message exchanges between the two as they try to figure out what's next for their son and how to protect him from the media, because we don't know his name, and because he hasn't been named a suspect, and because he is charged with anything, and because he's 16. So that family members reported that the 16-year-old is a suspect in Anna's death, but because the boy is not facing any charges, we at News 6 are not naming him. He hasn't been charged with anything. But it is interesting, some of those messages that we were able to find out. This is from Chantel Kepner. She says, when we have to cross that bridge, you and I will come up with a way to tell her And
That was Anna's stepmother
Yes.
texting her ex-husband, who is Thomas Hudson. These are the two parents of that 16-year-old boy who's become a central figure in this case.
yeah, a boy who is still unnamed and says he's a minor, so his name should not be anywhere. And when we talk to the FBI again, we will reiterate that we do not want his name out there. And you can understand why they don't want his name out there, because we don't know if he'll ever be charged or will be charged with anything.
The
So
FBI is conducting the death investigation, and they've been very tight-lipped. And they're
Yeah.
conducting it because this happened, of course.
in international waters.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where the jurisdiction lies. And again, these are some more of the exchanges. This was from the stepmother of Anna Kepner
It's just
talking with her ex-husband.
Yeah, it says, it's just one of those things where as you wrap up the year and you think about people being home with their families for the holidays, and you know that this 18-year-old is missing from her family, and there's nothing they can do to bring her back. And now they just want answers as to what really happened, while still trying to protect the privacy of this 16-year-old who, by all accounts, he hasn't been charged with anything. It's just sad all around.
And to your point earlier, I mean, this happened several weeks ago, and we really haven't had any sort of update. So there's just been all this kind of speculation that's been taking place in social media and online.
And we're learning because of the court filings. That's the only way we are. And I think the stepmom actually went to court to try and get us to not have access to anything that they were talking about, so that we couldn't figure out what was going on in this custody dispute or whatever. It's just one of those cases where even when you do figure out what happened, it's still not going to bring anybody any closure.
No. Another story that is making big news across Central Florida is this apparent Legionnaires outbreak. It's just the name itself. It's like, what are we talking about
I feel
here?
like we're in the 1940s or something.
So Legionnaire's disease is caused by a bacteria, and it's basically like a form of pneumonia, and it causes like flu-like symptoms, cough,
Lung problems,
lung
right?
problems.
Yeah.
In some cases, it can be fatal. And so we first got reports of this because there was an apparent outbreak at a Central Florida gym that was linked to this Legionnaire's disease. Now there are actually signs up at the federal courthouse in Orlando saying that there have been cases reported there. Orange County now leading the state by far in the number of confirmed cases. We're talking more than 100, with
crazy
other
to me.
pending cases out there. And
Yeah.
it can be transferred through the water. So our Jana Manahalal was looking into this today. She had an exchange with a lady from OUC who was giving her some more insight on what exactly this is, and is the water safe?
An outbreak of Legionnaire's disease possibly linked to the Crunch Fitness in Ocoee. That investigation is the only outbreak in Orange County that has been publicly confirmed so far this year. But now we received a tip that there are warning signs posted inside the Orlando Federal Courthouse. And when I went to the courthouse, 5 out of the 6 floors had the same notice, warning people about potential exposure to Legionnaire's disease. Someone who works within the building told me that the signs went up about 2 months ago. The sign does say that bacteria was detected in the water, and Legionella can occur when water droplets containing the disease are inhaled. According to the CDC, Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia and can present with flu-like symptoms, including cough, fever, and muscle aches. Jaritza Pluguez is the water quality lab supervisor for OUC. She says the building management is responsible for the interior water system. Up until the water hits this building, the Orlando Federal Courthouse, there is no bacteria found in your waterways.
There's no bacteria found in our waterways. We test for things like total coliform and E. coli within our system.
So it makes you
Yeah.
wonder, like, how is the water
How did they get
apparently
there?
getting contaminated? Again, the CDC says Legionnaire's disease spreads through contaminated water systems, not from person to person. I mean, that's terrifying because
really is.
we all use water every single
Every day.
Got some water right here, drinking it, and you hope that it's,
Yeah.
going to make you healthy, not sick.
But to see those signs in the courthouse, it's like, well, what are we supposed to do? And how many
yeah.
people were sickened, that they had to put those signs on
And
different floors?
I'm not quite clear, what if you wash your hands in the water and then somehow can it be transferred to you that way? You know, obviously you can take water, you can bring in bottled water or something like that.
I
for
know, but if
drinking
you're just visiting the
purposes.
courthouse for what you think might be just a quick something and you get thirsty, but you wash you wash your hands and then you touch your face, you touch your eyes, it can go. I don't
Yeah.
know how it's
And people
spread,
were
but
saying with the
that's-
gym equipment, if you don't wipe it down, it can spread that way. So
that
bottom line,
I can see happening
Yeah.
more than just through the drinking water at a courthouse.
there's a
but-
lot of nastiness going around in general with just the flu and the cough. And this is not the time that anyone wants to be getting sick.
No, and you look around and you hear, if you are out in public somewhere and you hear someone cough or sneeze, man, you run and duck for cover because if you're
Correct.
getting on a flight anywhere or going somewhere, you do not want to have
don't want
anything.
that.
No,
You don't want
'cause
that.
You don't want to spread it to anybody else.
No.
Okay, Lisa. So this is speaking of traveling this time of year for the holidays. This is also the time of year where fraud cases seem to spike because people know we're distracted, we're not paying attention. I have fraud alerts on everything. Anytime there's a purchase of a certain amount or a dollar amount, which is for me $20, if it's if it's over $20, I get an alert like, "Hey."
Do you really at $20?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But
I was like, that's going to be a
lot.
a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. But and just yesterday, I got a thing from my credit card company, a text message, and I know, I'm not texting them back. I'm calling,
Right.
and they were like, "Yeah, do you recognize this purchase?" No, I don't. Well, people are just hoping you're distracted, and you're having a bad day if one of the people that you happen to try to take advantage of through their credit card is Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood.
Right.
And he says that he had somebody try to use his credit card not once but twice. Our community correspondent Angie Casada talks to him about how you can stop this from happening this time of year.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says it has seen a noticeable increase in fraudulent activity this week, prompting a warning from Sheriff Mike Chitwood.
You know, this time of year, we see them all year, and they're some of them are very mundane, some of them are very elaborate. But in the last 72-hour period last week, I got a phone call from both of my credit card companies, questioning a purchase.
Wow.
Chitwood says the message is clear. Fraud can happen to anyone at any time. So he took his message to social media, saying shoppers need to be vigilant.
Yeah, I used to always be very trusting, and anymore it's something that I always look at as potential fraud. There's a lot of social media stuff going on where it looks, valid, but not.
Authorities are reminding everyone to check statements regularly and report anything suspicious immediately.
If you have an online account, which I have, now I'm in there every day. I would just wait till the bill came in and look. Now I go in every day. It's like religious now. Go in there, I check everything. I check is my banking, I check my credit card. If you see something suspicious, let them know.
Yeah, and they can do so many crazy things. And the way we found stuff when my mom was alive, my brother would always check her accounts. And they try to do things through the checking accounts of older people. Like they will like $1 or even a penny. It's like, can we get that? Can we get this? And then if you're not paying attention, then they are thinking, well, we can get more because nobody flagged this $1 thing that we took out of this account.
Well, and there are so many data breaches that, your information is pretty much everywhere. You have to just make that assumption. And as he said, be vigilant, check your accounts regularly.
I know. It's
Make
just
sure-
something
yeah.
else you have to worry about. And who has time for that? But you
It's
have to
one more
make time.
thing, yeah.
It's just something else. And this is the time of year we're super, super busy. Okay, well, stay with us because when we come back, you're going to tell us about a story that is, oh my gosh, this story of survival by this I think he's 72 years old, who was in the woods, trapped for several days. Sounds like something out of the movie, but he made it. We're going to tell you what happened. Yeah, and we got the latest from the sheriff just a little while ago, I think. So we'll make sure we have that for News 6 tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We know you're busy, but news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
That's right. And this is News 6 Tonight, where we leverage this entire busy newsroom with our community correspondents, our producers, our content desk, and then we filter through that. We have a casual conversation about the news that impacts Central Florida.
Yeah, we live here in the community, and we rely on you for our neighborhood network because you're our eyes and ears as well, and we can't do it without you.
So you can watch us all over the place, YouTube, News 6 Plus app and clickorlando.com. While you're here, feel free to engage. Let us know who you are and where you're from.
All right, welcome back to News 6 Tonight. We have an incredible story. The headline on this one, Clinging to Life. Take a listen.
He's alive. He's breathing. Hey, sir. It's the sheriff's office.
Oh,
Wow. Just they almost seemed like surprised.
he's alive. He's breathing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a story out of Flagler County, and you heard how Flagler County deputies described the state of an elderly man who was in the woods. He'd been stuck there for days. And they say that a tip about an abandoned vehicle near the St. Johns County line led them to this man. His name is Alan Schmidt. He's 72 years old. And somehow he had fallen up against a tree. His neck was caught against its trunk in a way that made it difficult for him to breathe.
Like, was it pressing against his airway or
It's
something?
hard to
Yeah.
tell. I mean, this is the video that we have. They actually, as you can see, had to physically carry him out of
He
there.
looks so frail in this video.
Well, he
though.
was stuck in that very position without food or water for several days. And now
Oh,
this
my
happened
gosh.
last week when temperatures, especially this is pretty far north of Orlando,
Yeah.
temperatures got as low as 43 degrees at night. And it was a rural area, as you can see, but they used his own vehicle to actually drive him out of there, and he was airlifted to the hospital for treatment. The good news in this, he is expected to fully recover, but just incredible when you hear that sound.
Think about. I
from
mean,
them.
what in the world? Like, I'm thinking. You know how you like to project, and I am always out like walking or hiking or doing something, and it's like, and I like to go by myself, and it's like, what if something happened? You know, you have a phone with you. That's what I want to know. Like, did he not? It probably cell
You
service is
just don't
terrible.
know. And sometimes when you can go into shock and
Yeah.
you're not thinking clearly, maybe.
But I'm
who
telling you,
knows?
the
Maybe
darkness.
The battery was dead. Maybe
the
there's no cell phone
darkness would have
service.
done me in. I do
Yeah.
not like the dark
Or the
and
cold.
by yourself like
Yeah.
that. So I'm glad that he's going to
I
be
mean,
okay.
it really is a miracle that he was found alive after several days. And the fact that someone just called in this abandoned vehicle
Yeah.
and they then actually went out and searched the area and were able to find him.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It
So
is,
we wish him a speedy recovery and a happy holidays to him and his family. His family's probably missing him and wondering where he was. You know, that's
Yes,
yeah,
and now
it's
he's
something.
Supposed to make a full recovery.
Oh
so
my
that's good.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lisa, put on your tinfoil hat for a second. Do you know the Phil Collins song, I Can Feel It Coming in the Air Tonight?
Can you sing it? I
No,
don't recognize
I
it
can't.
based on those lyrics. I might recognize
You
the
still wouldn't
tune.
recognize it
Okay.
if I had to sing it. But anyway, we know there's nothing in the air. How do we know? Well, earlier this year, the Florida legislature passed a new law requiring airports to document any so-called geoengineering and weather modification activities. What is that known as?
Conspiracy theory? I don't know.
Chemtrails.
So how would an airport know, though? You know, like, and who at
They've
the
got
airport?
radar. They're tracking all these things,
Okay.
Lisa.
I'm
okay,
not
so
suggesting that there is anything nefarious going on.
Yeah.
I just don't know how an airport.
would know.
I mean, do they have air quality
I
monitors?
mean,
they
listen,
must, maybe. Yeah.
They obviously have to because they have all these things coming and going at the airport, and that's a lot of things that they're spewing into the atmosphere. So they have to know what's going on
Yeah.
around them. Well, okay, so those reports are now due, and our News 6 anchor Matt Austin, who's not here, but he was doing some investigative work. He wanted to see what Central Florida's airports had to report. Here's that story.
Take a look at the sky over central Florida. Those long, line-shaped clouds form when hot, humid exhaust from jet engines meet extremely cold air. They're called contrails, short for condensation. However, some, including the Florida legislature, wanted to make sure that's all it was. So they passed a law requiring reporting if the natural condensation was done to modify the weather or for any other nefarious purpose. The law even makes spraying chemicals at high altitude a third-degree felony. For months, News 6 has been reviewing the mandated reports submitted by airports. And here's what we found. 2 reports from St. Cloud's Airport show the clouds above St. Cloud. They're clean. The city of Sanford may be dealing with a persistent smell, but the air at its airport, nothing to report. The air in DeLand, well, no trace of chemicals here either. Kissimmee came up clean too, as did Umatilla, Cocoa, and New Smyrna Beach. In fact, every Central Florida airport we contacted reported the same thing. No chemtrails, no secret spraying, no weather manipulation.
You hear that, Lisa? No weather manipulation.
That is the craziest thing of all. That, and apparently...
You've heard the conversations from people.
I have,
You
yes,
get-
and we get it all the time, especially once the Florida legislature passed that law. It
Yeah.
kind of gave these people who believe that someone is
Doing
spraying
something. Yeah.
or trying to alter the weather. I mean, I guess a leg to stand on, if you will. I don't know,
I don't
because they
know.
said, oh, it must be true because they passed this law.
It's almost like do you know what the Streisand effect is? It's Barbara Streisand. She was trying to get her property taken off of Google Maps or something, and people are like, we don't even know that her property is on Google Maps. So then it made people look for her property.
Right.
So she drew all the
Absolutely.
attention to
Yes.
it. So people started looking
And,
for it.
I think I just assume that if you live near an airport or a busy highway, that chances are there's going to be some pollution in the air, right? Like, because you've
You
got
could-
all of these like
anywhere.
planes, trains, and
Yeah.
automobiles taking off.
That's why I'm saying
there's
it's
gonna
everywhere.
Add some
Yeah.
pollution to the air.
All right, and one final note: there's no weather modification in America. It's called cloud seeding, and in fact, ski resorts out west do it so they can have business
Right.
for snow.
And
But
if you
that's-
go skiing, you'll see them making snow.
yeah, they're not
Um,
hiding it.
No, and I just saw a post the other day that someone said they saw those contrails and said this is why there are so many flu cases going around. Like they're spreading the flu virus and it's just sprinkling down on us. I think it's more to do with your friends sneezing across from your computer and all those particles landing
Unwashed
on your
hands
keyboard.
touching
Yes.
doorknobs. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But there you have it.
Yes.
The
It's
government
pretty
has spoken.
powerful, though, if one individual or even a government could control the weather. I was talking to our meteorologist, David Nazario. We often blame our meteorologists when the weather's bad.
Let's bring him in right now so we
Yes.
can see who to blame.
Occasionally, we give you credit when it's nice weather.
Occasionally, yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but,
We've got some spectacular weather outside right now and through the rest of the week. So
well, thank
you're
you.
welcome.
But then it's going to change because you're going to be flying in over Orlando and dropping out of your airplane cold air over Central Florida.
I got to call my folks up. We're busted. We're busted, guys. Game's over. We're done. We're done. But
All right,
yeah,
but it is
so
looking nice right now.
right now it is, yes, but the wheels of evolution are going to start to turn, and maybe not even so much the wheels, but the jet aircraft are going to start taking off. No. In reality, what I think is going on is Mother Nature had a couple resolutions of her own, and one of them is the return of wintertime to the sunshine state of Florida, because that's what we're going to be having a lot of over the next few days. Let's go ahead and pop up what to expect here. Actually, as a matter of fact, hold on one moment. I completely forgot. I am not sharing
share
my
your screen.
I got to shake the rust
You're
off.
keeping it all to yourself.
There we go. So now we've got the screen shared. This is what to expect over the next couple of days. We have the nice weather tonight, still a little breezy, but those winds are going to be tapering off. And then for Christmas, albeit it will be on the warmer side, flirting with that 80-degree threshold. All in all, especially for a standard Florida Christmas, part of our Trivia Tuesday we'll be hosting at the 9:30 show tonight. This is actually a beautiful Christmas holiday that we have in store for us as a result of the warmer temps. And this is a little preview of what to expect expect for Christmas morning and the afternoon, it'll be mostly dry, sunny skies as dry air continues to come in off the Gulf associated with our subtropical high pressure that really has not gone anywhere. And it's not expected to, at least until next week, because take a look at this. We've been talking about a pattern flip for the last several days now, and it's officially on its way. Starting around the 29th of December, as we get ready for the final countdown of 2025 to its entirety, we're also going to be counting down to when this massive blast of frigid polar air is going to work its way through us, rapidly dropping us back into below average temperatures, at least for the first couple days and some change of 2026. And I don't know about you all, Lisa, Ginger, but I can't believe we're even saying 2026.
No.
Say that
We're
all the
now
time.
closer to
It's crazy.
2030 than we are 2020 now.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Don't
Okay,
remind
David,
us.
that's it. Let's cut him
Yes.
off right now.
And
David,
just
we'll
for
see you at
point of
9:30.
reference, a normal, because we forget what normal is sometimes. Normal high is 72 for this time of the year.
Yeah, so it's still on
Correct.
the warm side.
Yeah.
David, we'll see you at 9:30. Thank you.
All right, we're
All
going
right.
to take a quick break.
And when we come back, surfing Santas.
Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh.
As one of the biggest events of the year is getting set up right now at Coconuts on the Beach, Cocoa Beach police are warning, if you're coming to the Christmas Eve tradition Wednesday morning, don't park on residential streets or you could get ticketed or towed.
There's going to be extra officers on duty to patrol.
Mason Sapp is the executive director of the Florida Surf Museum, which Surfing Santa's funds. Downtown parking fills up early every year, so for the first time, Mason told me Surfing Santa's will have a shuttle for anyone who parks at off-site parking lots, like Fisher Park and Laurie Wilson Park. Did some neighbors complain over the years about having their driveways blocked?
Yeah, 100%, because it's clearly a small beach town. There's not a lot of available parking.
The police are saying strangers can't park on your street.
Yes, I think it's a good.
All right, so you don't want to get caught by the parking Grinch
No.
tomorrow when you go check out the Surfing
Lump of
Santas.
coal for the people patrolling and giving those people.
Just
Anyway,
doing
they're
their
just,
job.
I know, they're
Yes.
just doing their jobs. And so are we. Thank you. We'll see you with more news at 10 o'clock.